everybody, and welcome back to the Let's Debrief podcast. And for the first time in forever, I feel welcome back.
We haven't recorded together in so long.
So long. So much, almost a month. So much life has happened. Even though we were together for the last episode, it feels like our safe space was invaded.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about ourselves. We had to ask other people about themselves.
We had to be selfless.
Yeah, it was just not the vibe. So we're back. It's just us. If you're new here, I'm Jenna.
I'm Ashley.
And yeah, we are the Let's Debrief Girlies.
Let's Debrief Girlies. Even though it has been a month since we've recorded, a lot of things have happened in the Let's Debrief world.
So much has happened.
Yeah, we went to Cape Cod and Maine together, and while we were there, we also took photos and launched our merch, which has been amazing. You guys are just eating it up.
Yes, and when this comes out, there will be 2 days left to order our merch. So if you're interested,
do it.
Go on our Instagram at Let's Debrief Pod, and you can see our little merch vibes.
Our merch vibes. It's so cute. You're wearing, if you're watching on video, you can see she's wearing some right now.
I'm wearing it, and I did spill my coffee on it this morning, so that's actually not part of the design if you were thinking it was.
How do I get that unique coffee splatter?
I'm actually going to be selling this one for $1,000 with my coffee splatter.
It was made with my Bribble, so.
It really was. But yes, we I don't know. I feel like a lot of times when someone makes merch, it's almost just the vibe of this is just for my brand. And it's not something I would wear in real life. You know what I mean? This is just saying, here's the brand. Yeah. And that's all it's trying to say. But although this is
this is our brand.
Straight up the brand, I feel like it is just still so cute, something that I actually want to wear, which is obviously what we wanted it to be. But yeah, I love it.
I feel I was never nervous about the design or anything, but I was I hope people want to wear it as much as I want to wear it. And we're almost a week in and we have so many pre-orders, and I'm oh my gosh, they actually want to wear it. That's so cute. And it is seriously so I just wish that I could drop it off at everybody's house and have you try it out for a week and know how comfy it is, because it is so comfortable and soft, and just we posted on our Instagram, we both got larges, and just to get that oversized feel, and it's so cozy.
It's the best thing on earth. I am so
and it's been disgusting here. I
can't.
The weather has been so bad, but it was also perfect in Maine, because it was much colder there, and it was very cute to see our husbands and Peter they were wait, I want to wear it.
I know. It's
and if
so
something
cute.
can be Peter approved, then it's really good.
Of course.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's a high maintenance man.
Yeah.
Hope you guys liked the episode with the boys. Do we want to just go back to
I think we should recap. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Do you have because it's been a while. I guess they heard from me most recently. Do you have any life updates for you?
Well, I was going to say we went to North Carolina with my family.
Oh, yeah.
We went to the Outer Banks, which I cannot believe that has been since then that I've recorded, because I remember I listened to my solo episode while I was there. So it's been forever. But Tanner, Monty, and I went to the Outer Banks with my parents and just stayed in a beach house for a week. It was good. The point that I really want to talk about is okay. Here's the point.
Where are we going?
Here's the point.
Take me there.
Okay. Seasons are changing and the world needs to catch up with it. Okay. So here's my theory. The seasons are all getting pushed back a month. Yeah. Of what they used to be. So I feel whenever we were kids, well, you didn't live here in PA, but when you were getting out of school for the year, June 1st, it was hot. Right? Yeah. And then when you were going back to school in September, it was actually starting to get chilly. Okay. And then November to February was cold. Snow days every single week. It was always snowing, and it was a real winter. Now it doesn't even start snowing till like late January and then like goes until April. And then I feel like right now it's literally still spring.
Yeah, I feel like we are still stuck in like April showers, and like we were gone and it rained maybe just on our way up to Cape Cod. I don't remember how much like it rained while we were there, but I feel like it did nothing. Or actually, I feel like the weather was really nice here while we were gone. And we came back and literally I look at my app and it's like every single day, 100% chance of rain.
And here's the thing. It'll be hot now until October.
Yeah.
But the pools close on Labor Day. And they opened on Memorial Day, which is so dumb. Like, I think everything needs to adjust. I think the school year needs to adjust. I think the pools need to adjust. Pools should be open until like late September.
Until like literally the last hot day. Like I know like you have to plan and there are procedures in order.
Yeah.
But also like this sounds so pick me, but like the idea of stuff closing to me is just very foreign. I'm like, what do you mean it's gonna close? And so I'm just like, just wait until
you see that it's colder.
Yeah, like the minute it hits like 60 degrees, be like, all right, maybe we'll wrap it up for the season. Why we got to close on Labor Day when it's going to be like, I remember I guess that was Labor Day weekend, but Church at the Point last year, gajillion degrees.
Well, even like all of our October weddings last year were still like pretty hot.
Except my day.
Literally
except my day.
The next day was hot.
It was beautiful.
So yeah, and so all of that to say, we went to the Outer Banks and it was June 3rd to 10th. Literally, it was cold. Like, I did not go in the water at all. And when you were on, like, I didn't even, the one day we went to like the Sound side, which is like not as like wavy. Mm-hmm. And like I put Monty in her swimsuit and like we put her in the water and stuff. But like other than that, like we didn't really even get to do the beach stuff because it was just cold. And like I didn't get tan at all.
You're like, I have no proof of this. I was actually thinking on my way home today, like our friend Hope, she does my spray tans, and I was like, I feel like I need to call Hope because I haven't gotten a natural tan in forever. Like literally since I went to Mexico in March.
Yes. Even like last night, this is a side note, but I got my first PR box.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I don't even really know how it happened. I just got an email and they were like, hey,
what's like a good address? Oh.
They asked what a good address is, but they asked like, what are your skincare needs? And I was just like, I don't have a skincare routine.
You said, listen to my podcast where I said, I just kind of throw water on my face.
Yes, but I got this box and it was so beautiful.
Wait, can you say who it's from?
It was from this company called Good Molecules. Never heard of them before.
Okay, I feel like I might have.
It was the most beautiful aesthetic box and like this 4-step skincare routine.
Ooh.
And it was just so pretty. So anyways, I did it last night, and when I was doing it, Tanner was standing next to me in the mirror and he was way more tan than I was. I literally looked like a pale ghost and I was just like,
are you joking me?
Okay. His skin just like absorbs it really quickly.
Yeah.
Which bothers me. But anyways, it was cold and I'm just annoyed. Like,
I'm annoyed.
I was in North Carolina. It wasn't even like I was in PA.
Yeah. When we were talking about this, like Cole and I have a wedding in OBX next year, and you were like, what's the date? And I was like, it's like middle of May. I thought it was like in my mind, because since it's so far away, the bride also might listen. I know your date. But
it's written down, I swear.
It's like, I was just like, oh, it's like in May. And then I like actually looked at it and was like, oh, it's like middle of May. And we were going to like do like a friend trip. And she like, after their experience, she was like, I don't know if we'll make the trip because it might be cold. And I was like, no, I don't blame you. Like at all.
Unless we like brand it as not a beach trip.
Yeah.
And like figure, you know
and
what
like
I mean?
Beach trip and beach vibes are like still great, like when you can be like in a cozy crew neck and stuff, but if you're going into it thinking that you'll be in the water every day, then it's just very sad and depressing.
And that is what happened to me. And then fast forward, we go to Cape Cod in Maine, which I was never expecting to swim in Maine, but in Cape Cod I did think, I mean, like our Airbnb was right next to the beach.
Yeah.
And my thought was like, oh, well, we'll do the first like 2 or 3 days beach days.
Yeah.
And then we'll shoot the wedding and then we'll go up to Maine. No, it was freezing.
It was cold. I honestly, well, yeah, that's right. Because I was going to say, I don't know. I didn't pack. Like, I packed swimsuits because one of our Airbnbs had a hot tub, which was incredible. But, like, I was just like, I don't know what. I literally had everything from swimsuits to, like, the thickest sweater I own because it was, like, 50 degrees in Maine. And so I was like, I don't know what to anticipate.
I know. It was, like, strange. And then, like, for example, whenever we got to Acadia, it was cold and it was morning. We were all dressed in like sweatshirts, and then we like did one small hike, and we were all like taking our clothes off.
I know. I felt so bad for Peter. He was like talking, I think, to Tanner and Cole. He's like, "What are you gonna wear today?" And he ended up settling like on black jeans. And as we were like walking like the trail, he was like, "Should have worn shorts," because like then the sun came out and it was beautiful, and then it was probably like 65 degrees, but like once the sun was on you, it felt really good. And we were obviously like being active. And I was like, this is the best day that we've had because like it feels so good right now.
I know. It was just so interesting. But yeah, I feel like we gave a slight recap on the last episode of the trip. But do you want to highlight anything?
I was going to ask, like, what was your favorite part? Because we hadn't fully experienced Maine, I think, when we recorded. That was, like, the first day that we got there.
I think it's safe to say Maine was everyone's favorite.
I have literally, like, it just, like, I can't say it, like, lightly enough that, like, it just blew me away. Like, I just did not anticipate it at all. And I was like, oh, like, I can't wait to, like, get up there. Like, that's, like, one of, like, that whole Northeast is, like, somewhere like I just haven't been before. So I was like, I'm excited to check the states off and like whatever. And we're driving, and also when we left Portland, Cole started driving and Peter was in the passenger seat, and for the first time I was like in the second row and I was like laying down and sleeping. And then I woke up and like just sat up and I was like, this is insane. Like, it was so pretty.
The drive up was amazing.
Yeah, and I missed half of it, but I like saw it on the way down.
It was giving definitely like Oregon, Washington.
Yes,
vibes,
yeah, it felt like out of
sense.
Yeah, it felt like out of Twilight or something, which is like in Oregon. But I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, and like so many bridges and like just the little like seashore towns like were just so cute. And then even on our way out, like obviously we like drove in our car, and then Jen and Tan and Monty were in their car, and they were going to be stopping, and we had a mission to get home. And so once we left the Airbnb, we're like, okay, like this is goodbye. And we went to a coffee shop that was like an hour away, and I was like, here's another like cute little town. And it was just so sweet. Like everything was just, I can't describe it as like anything less than just perfectly the vibe.
It just was. It just simply was. And here's the thing that kind of, I think, I don't know. I thought that Cape Cod would also be perfectly the vibe of like, we on the drive up and the night before we were watching all these Cape Cod TikToks, and we were all like, oh my God, it's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were places that were like that, but they were very small, and like
you had to go hunt for them.
Was the spot. Yeah. But we kind of thought that the whole Cape would be like that, which was not the case at all. It was very just like normal town.
Yeah.
Like,
and like they're like, yeah, like still cute, but like literally I think we might have said this in the last episode, but like where we stayed for the wedding, and like obviously like the bride and groom like got like you guys a hotel room, and we crashed, like it was Monroeville. I was just like,
Monroeville.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just
and like not everywhere can be the vibe, but I was just very like surprised.
Yes, but Martha's Vineyard definitely was. But again, we had to take a ferry there.
Yeah, that whole experience was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy Martha's Vineyard. The food was really good. The coffee was good. And yeah, I was just like, okay, like this is what I expected. That was the vibe.
So if anyone's planning to go up to Cape Cod, you should go to Martha's Vineyard. Although I don't know the like prices, I guess, of like, I was staying there.
Yeah, I was looking at Airbnbs while we were there because I was just curious, like, because I like literally every single house is $1 million just because it's so like highly sought after. And there you could get away, I think, for like $150 a night, like at an Airbnb.
That's
and
great.
So I was like, I think my friend Joey, her and her husband like went before us, and they stayed maybe like she said they stayed like at camp or something.
Oh, fun.
So you can
Did they take their car on the ferry?
No. And I think she said they just biked everywhere and took the bus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was really funny. We were renting bikes and we planned on putting Monty in like the like one of like the little like carriages that like pulls behind a bike. And we got there and the guy was like, yeah, no, you have to be a year. And Jenna was like, okay, like I'll stay behind with her. And this man like told Jenna a play-by-play of like, all right, so to meet up with them, they're going to take their bikes and they're going to go down this path. And then you're going to hop on the bus. It's like $5. Hop on the bus and go straight. And then get off at this small town and then change. And she was just like, I'm just going to stay here.
Well, I pretended like I was going to do it. And then when we walked away, I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It was
just so funny. Like then he was like, because we had said like, Jen, what do you think about that? And he was like, Jen, listen to me.
He kept calling me my name. And I was like, okay.
He was very sweet.
He was very nice. But yeah, I did not take the bus. It was funny too because like I was going to stay back because Monty needed to get a nap too. And he's like, get on the bus, go 3 stops. And I was just like, I'm definitely not doing that.
Not doing that.
And I'm glad I didn't because I had a very lovely time. It's kind of hard. Like she's getting older and she's way more aware of things. So it's harder to just like get her to go to sleep in any scenario.
Yeah, she gets excited.
Yeah, or just distracted. Like even by like cars driving by, she's like looking at them. And so it was very hard. It was very sunny everywhere. And there's like not really a place that you could just go that was like a public space besides restaurants, which were obviously loud. And like I wasn't going to buy anything. So I ended up finding like this hotel porch that had like all of these little chairs.
Did you just sit down or did you ask anyone and they were like, go sit down? It was
like, I don't know how to describe it, but like the hotel didn't have like a front desk. It had like a code on the door.
Oh,
and then like I looked in the windows as I was like putting her to sleep and there was no like common area. It was just like rooms. So I assume no one would even know.
What if you just sat on somebody's porch? It wasn't even a hotel.
They're like, oh, it's okay, honey.
It's okay. Ahead. You stay here. Yeah, we see that you need it.
But they just had like comfy chairs and stuff. So I just like fed her there and just like rocked her and she ended up falling asleep, which was great. And then I just sat there and watched the passerbys.
Had a little main character moment of your
yes,
own.
It was great.
Yeah.
So it all worked out. But anyways, Martha's Vineyard is definitely like if you're wanting the Cape Cod vibe, go there. Or Nantucket, which we didn't go to, but
I would go back.
That seems to also be a similar vibe.
I would go. Like we didn't go to Nantucket, but I would make another trip back. And like honestly, like I just haven't been on a road trip in so long. Like last year, Cole and I drove to Outer Banks like through the night. And so it's like 7 or 8 hours and it's just like, okay, like that's doable. But like just like a full, I don't know, it just like with being with friends and everything, like a full on road trip. And I was like, I love road trips. I love traveling by car.
Me too. And I feel like the past, like literally since we've been friends, like we've always flown everywhere we go,
which feels like backwards. I feel like everyone takes group trips like and where they can drive and we're like, let's get on planes.
Well, I think that like with COVID and like the flight prices being low for so long, that really was worked in our favor. But also both of us obviously got obsessed with Southwest credit card points.
Yes.
So it just made sense for us. And yeah, I also have not been on that long of a road trip in years.
I like last year my dad drove us through the night to Florida and we literally left at midnight and then got to Florida at like noon, something like that, like maybe like 2. But I was like, I didn't participate in this. I just slept.
Yeah,
like it wasn't like fun. And like this, like we should post, and like I feel like you're the only one that has access to it. We should post our Airbnb links because they were so cute and they were so good. But our main Airbnb like was just so, it was sitting right on the water and it was the perfect morning vibe. We should like have a drinking game with how much we've said vibe already. But
I was thinking that too. I'm like, why do we
need to kill it?
But there's no other word to describe, I guess, the feeling of the Airbnb. But it was such a morning feeling. Yeah.
And so it was just so funny. Like, because when you're traveling with a group, like maybe people won't like always like agree on like the same thing. But like, I was like, I don't want to like get up super early and like miss a morning in the Airbnb. And everybody was like, nope, I feel the exact same way. Like, I don't want to waste our morning here.
It was so cute. Okay. I wrote a really long review for this Airbnb because this is something that a lot of them, I I don't want to say are missing, but this like really put it above and beyond.
This was insane.
Had everything.
Everything that you could ever imagine.
Could ever need. And it was very small. Mm-hmm. It wasn't cluttered at all. Mm-mm. But they just like every cabinet was labeled with like
what was in
it, which was great.
Yeah.
But they had thought of literally every small detail that you could need on a stay, especially in the bathroom, which this goes back
to... Did you take a picture of it?
No, and I meant to. This goes back to what I said in my solo episode about wedding baskets. It's the best whenever someone thinks of little things. Maybe you don't even need them. Maybe you just want them. Mm-hmm. They're just little luxuries. And they thought of every single one. They had toothpaste and toothbrushes. They had little
razors. The makeup wipes like were like
Did
the
you know
tiniest
that I
thing.
took like 12 of them?
12 of them? Was there even that many?
Yes,
you just empty it into your bag.
I found the source of them.
Oh.
In the drawer.
Jen's going to be the reason that they stopped giving out little things.
No way. And also, they were so accommodating for kids. They had a pack and play, a high chair, a swim diaper, which was the same swim diaper that Monty had. It's like
like the reusable ones.
Reusable, and it's the brand that she has, which fits anywhere from a baby to 3T. Because it has all these different snaps. They had normal baby diapers. They had apparently a baby hiking backpack that I didn't know about. But they were just so accommodating for literally anyone. And the little things were the best.
The little things.
The little things also helped me because I got my period on the trip. Ooh. And they had everything I needed. I mean, to survive a day. And then I had to get more stuff. But
Bar Harbor was also great. I mean, like, we're obsessed with every part of Maine, but like our day in Bar Harbor was great too, in like Acadia.
The food, okay, if you're planning a trip to Bar Harbor, you must go to Two Cats for breakfast.
I actually was gonna text our group and be like, I miss this breakfast. I got an eggs Benedict on like a homemade biscuit. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And they had spicy hash browns.
The spicy, and then we got a breakfast burrito and blueberry pancakes to split.
That blueberry pancakes look so good.
So good. It was such a good home style vibe. It was like in a house. Everyone recommended that. So
so thank you.
Let us also re-recommend it. I'm sure you want to talk about the ice cream experience.
I don't even think I think this was only close friends, wasn't it? So I haven't even like talked about it publicly. Let it rip. I think okay. So we got the ultimate tourism trap like that I feel like I've ever experienced. Tanner and I specifically were losing our minds. So we also, on your recommended, people were like, I know it sounds so gross, but you have to try the lobster ice cream. And you're like, okay, I have to try it. And
I love like trying weird things like that. Yeah. Like I will spend the money on it because I'm like, now I can say I ate lobster ice cream. Yeah. So I'm obviously
were the bits in it like actually lobster?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I had a bite of it, but
yeah,
you went ham on the cup.
They were like frozen, so like there wasn't a ton of flavor. But I mean, I'm happy that I could say that I had it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jenna, was like, someone recommended lobster ice cream, so we have to find that. We went to a coffee place, and the ice cream place was right next to it, and there was a lobster outside holding ice cream. So I was like, this is obviously the place. We had like an early dinner, and we were like, all right, let's go get ice cream now. We went and got ice cream, and my classic order is just and Cole and I typically always share a waffle cone, like dipped in chocolate with sprinkles on it, and a scoop of cookie dough. Very simple. And I was like, oh, Cole, do you have like cash still? Because we've had to like pay for random things with cash. And he's like, yeah, I have like a 20. And I was like, okay, cool. And as the lady is telling me like what we owe, she goes like, 125, and like turns around. And I was like, oh, 825, like 4, like I can't tell what she said. And also, you can attest to this too, like their menu and prices was the most like chaotic thing. It was like they had so many flavors, and they had like every flavor listed, and then all of the options of stuff that you can put it in, and then like very small at the end it said like what the prices were. And so I give her our 20, and when she comes back she gives me $6 in change, and I was like, what? And then she was like, do you want your receipt? And I was like, yes. Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't know you asked for the receipt.
Yes, because I was so confused. She gave me the receipt back. Again, 1 waffle cone with 1 scoop of cookie dough. And it was literally $12.50. And I
can't.
leaned over to Tanner and I was like, this was just $12.50. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, that's insane. And then he had already ordered his, but he was kind of like looking at me like, oh dang, like you got screwed over. And I was like, yeah, no, 100%. And then he has a plastic cup of 1 scoop of.
We both got, okay, so we ordered me, him, and Peter, and we all got a kid size in a cup.
My gosh.
All 3 of us. It was $26.
I remember like when he paid and then he like looked at me and he was like, this was $8. And I was like, and we walked and Tanner, like, I don't know if you know Tanner, I feel like this is just very him, but in the store he kept going, $8. Holy crap.
The thing that's crazy is like the line was literally out the door.
Yeah, everybody. And so we were like, this is a great place. And I feel like in our whole experience too, like outside of the lobster rolls, like everything was relatively affordable. Like it wasn't like, okay, we're in Maine, we're in Cape Cod, it's just an expensive area. Like
I feel like it was pretty normal prices everywhere.
I agree. But this, I was literally dumbfounded. And I like did a whole like bit on my close friend's story. I was like, guess how much like Tanner and I's like ice cream together was. And Hannah Robb, shout out to her, guess it. She was like $22. And I was like, yes. But
you wrote a review.
I wrote a review. Should I read it?
Yes, absolutely. After this, I'm going to then share one of my reviews because we have decided we're in our review writing era.
Yes, we 100% are. I think it's so funny. And like, again, like this, it's like all funny. And don't come at me if it like it's not a small business. It is a corporation.
They are swimming in money.
They are swimming in money.
Wait, was yours good?
The actual ice cream was good. Like there were, and I say this in my review, like the globs of like cookie dough in it were like big and like it tasted really good. The waffle cone, crap. Like it just tasted like, you know, like a Millie's waffle cone. That's, if I'm going to pay $13, that's what I want. Is like the fresh baked, like delicious.
Yeah.
Okay. I left a 3-star review on Google and this is what I said. When I say that this price left me flabbergasted, I mean it. Not this place left me flabbergasted, and I mean it. Not in the way that we all hope, though. Ice cream was fine. Cookie dough was big globs, which I like, but the cone was gross and stale. But when I say that I will not be able to put food on the table this week because the way my wallet was gouged in the process is something I will never get over.
The people reading this are like, this girl spent her last $12.
The last $12 to my name. I said $13.50 for a single scoop waffle cone. Disneyland is cheaper and that place loves my money. Personally is a skip in my book, but maybe you're rich, so do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I posted a picture of it too.
I asked her like how the other reviews were and she was like, take a look. And it was mixed.
It was very mixed where like some people were like, really good, but prepared to spend. And I was just like, no, not really good. Save your time, save your money.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
I just remember crying reading that to Tanner and Cole.
I will say, if you really wanted to try the lobster ice cream, I think that could have been worth $8.
It was not worth getting cookie dough.
Yes, exactly. But I think if you wanted to spend the $8 on the lobster, just for the experience, that's fine. Which we all spent an astronomical amount of money on lobster in general while we were there, including Monty. She was obsessed with lobster, and I actually think that is like her favorite food that she's tried so far because she just kept going for more and more and more.
Like and the buttery goodness of it all. Oh. Maybe she just likes butter.
That's true. I have not given her anything else with butter on it ever, so we'll see. But she loved the lobster.
So just seafood in general, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I just don't eat, like outside of sushi, especially in Pittsburgh, I just don't eat a ton of seafood. And if you know anything about it, on the menu, it'll say market pricing. It'll just say like MP. And you're like, okay, well, what's the price? And so like there's like a price sheet that gets like delivered at your table. And so it's like, today the lobster roll is $38, which it literally was at one place. And we're just like, oh, like, okay, like.
So basically, you don't know how much the lobster will be at each place before going. You can kind of like feel it out based on the rest of the menu's pricing, kind of. But not really. Like, if the market is good, then it's
gonna be high, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. Literally, we're like, what's supply and demand?
So at the one place, it said, like, we were looking for a place to get lobster rolls, and it said market price. And I was like, somebody has to go in and ask. And so we made Ashley go in, and
I just... What did I say?
How much is a lobster roll gonna run?
I was like, how much is a lobster roll running these days? And this poor lady like was literally gathering menus to ask me how many people, and I was like, I'm not sitting down until I hear about this lobster price. And she was like, $28, and I said, all right, I'll go review it with the group. And literally walked outside, never walked back in.
Yeah.
The group said no thanks.
Well, because we had the best lobster roll of our lives for $19, and granted,
it was small.
But
it was so good.
The bread. Okay, if we'll stop with the recommendations after this, but if you're in Portland, Maine, you need to go to Eventide Oyster Co. Doesn't matter how long the wait is. We waited an hour and a half. It was worth every moment.
And there's so much to do around there. Like, you just walk around too and everything. But would you go back and like stay in Portland, Maine?
Yeah.
Did you guys go back and do much exploring, like, or did you just get coffee?
We got coffee and breakfast. I don't know. The vibes there were, I don't know. Okay. It was just not, it was very like city vibes.
It very much was. Sense. Yeah. It very much, yeah. Like
whereas like Bar Harbor was more small town vibe.
It was so small town. It was just, yeah, especially like it's like a whole, I'm assuming it's like their main street, but where like Two Cats was, where it like started, it went all the way down, and then like at the very end was the ice cream place, and so along were like souvenir shops and like all of this different stuff, and so it was really cute.
It was the best. Okay, here's the next thing I wanted to talk about while we're on the review writing train.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, so Tanner and I have been having this discussion for a while. This is not if you're going on a trip like how we did, where we went to Maine, we stay in this Airbnb on the water with the hot tub, so cute, whatever. This is not for that vibe. This is for the vibe that you're either like going to visit your friends in like a city. Okay, this is what happened to us in Harrisburg. I would expect a similar experience in like Cleveland or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or this was specifically our experience when we were driving back from Maine. Their car drove the whole 15 hours in one day. We split it up. So we stopped in Scranton. Anyways, we have been saying a hotel, this is what we're looking for, okay? Again, this is not to get the cultural experience. This is for a night or two.
The bare minimum.
Yes.
I need a place to lay my head.
Yes, this is what we're looking for, okay? A parking lot. We don't want to deal with having to find a parking garage. We don't want to have street parking. We don't want to valet. A parking lot in a suburban neighborhood where there's no parking pass on my car. None of that. Mm-hmm. There's a parking lot with many spaces for me to park. Okay? That's number one. Number two, a fun indoor pool where there are kids playing until the closing hour.
Yes.
And families. Okay?
A big one, too.
A big one. This one specifically that we stayed in had a hot tub and a sauna.
I would have loved to go in the sauna.
Thirdly, either convenient food within walking distance. So like this one that we stayed in Harrisburg had a Sheetz basically in the parking lot.
That's so nice.
But this one that we stayed in Scranton, it had a restaurant inside of the hotel.
Even better.
And Tanner and I both agreed, besides the lobster roll, it was the best food we had on the trip. It was so good.
Was it like a chain?
Nope.
Or it was just like an actual restaurant?
Yeah, it was called like The Hills or something like that. And
was it expensive?
No. Okay, it was inside. It was a Holiday Inn that we got. We booked it like an hour out. Like we're driving. We're like, okay, we'll be in Scranton in an hour. I looked for places, which also it must be much cheaper to book that day because it was like $88. And this was like a nice hotel.
Can you also, like, I know we were kind of mentioned it in the last episode of like our hotel experience, but that hotel was $400 a night. Didn't you get the same thing, same value
Way
at this
nicer.
$88 hotel?
Way nicer
Insane.
at the $88 one. And so, okay, so this is what we did. We get there. We go up to our room. The room is so nice. So nice. Big, really big.
And you're like, for the first time by yourself too. So you're like, this is the most space I've ever had.
I was like, good night. We set up everything for Monty. By the way, if you're a parent and you're traveling, just buy the slumber pod. Just buy it. I know it's $200.
You set up again?
Yeah, we did. Just buy a slumber pod. So we set up the slumber pod, set up everything. Then we go down to the indoor pool. I am taking Monty in the pool. Meanwhile, Tanner goes to the restaurant, which is connected to the pool.
Even better.
I know. Orders the delicious food. Guess what I got?
A lobster roll?
In Scranton?
No. I don't know. I'm going to go some kind of pasta.
No, it was an open-faced turkey sandwich with mashed potatoes with gravy. Oh my God,
that sounds so good.
And then Tanner got like a cheese steak flatbread.
Ooh.
It was so good. So anyways, then he brings it over to the pool. And we're just like eating, swimming, going in the hot tub. There's like literally a back patio that has string lights, a fire. There's like all these kids.
Holiday Inn.
I know, there's all these kids playing in the pool. All of these like families like out sitting by the fire. It was so nice. And then once Monty started to, get fussy, ready for bed, went up to our room. It was so big, so nice. Put her down, put her in slumber pod. Then we watched a show. It was the best.
You're like, this is the perfect night.
It was the perfect night. And then in the morning, there's like so much convenient place to just like grab a breakfast sandwich. That's exactly what I want in a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just hotels are doing too much these days. We need to go back to the basics.
And schools need to shift their schedule and hotels need to go back to the basics.
Also, our brother and sister-in-law have been in town. They have 3 kids. They are moving to Washington. Mm-hmm. Okay? They have to drive the 3 kids and their dog.
Oh, God.
To Washington. Not even from here. They're driving to North Carolina for a week. Carolina. Then they're driving to Washington from there. Okay?
How long
is
that?
With 3 kids.
That's like 36.
The longest drive possible. But since they have all the kids, they're like, we're only doing 4 to 6 hours per day. So it's going to be this really long thing. Anyways, they're like, yeah, we have like rewards with this one hotel chain. The best one, Holiday Inn.
I didn't know they had any rewards or anything. Like they had a reward system.
I kind of thought Holiday Inns were trash.
I feel like they are rebranding and making a comeback because there are, where did I stay? I feel like I stayed at a Holiday Inn recently. You know what? Maybe it was with Hannah when we went to Lancaster. And I was like, this is nice. Like, this is great. And it was in a city. So it's like a little bit harder. It wasn't like the full convenience. But I was like, all right, I feel like way to go, Holiday Inn.
I love it. And I am considering becoming a rewards member.
You should. I also need to, I don't know, this is kind of life update, but I've been researching and trying to get more serious about our Europe trip next year that I'm just saying that is going to happen, but have put nothing in stone. And I've been reading up on Ed's YouTube and trying to like know all of the credit card things. And so I'm very close to pulling the trigger on a credit card. But it's through Chase, and Chase is like you can transfer to like a bunch of different hotels. So you should get one like that where it's like broad.
So I do have a Chase card, and if there are credit card people out there, don't yell at me for this, but we had it before we got our Southwest credit card, and like I just paid it off and have never like used it again.
That's not bad.
Which don't people say though that you shouldn't like not
sometimes they're like I feel like if Ed or Katie listens to it, so it'll just be funny, but like I think like sometimes they'll close your account if there's like not any activity, but I don't think it's like super, if you don't pay like an annual fee on it, then it's like, and you're not like reaping the benefits of it, then it's not like the end of the world if you like keep it open.
Yeah, because I've heard people be like, well, your credit score will go down if you close your credit cards, which is why like whenever at like stores, you're not supposed to like open like an Erie credit card, Old Navy credit card, whatever.
Yeah.
Because even if you did just use it for a month to save the whatever thing, then you close it. It's like bad apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
don't think there's like anything bad with keeping it open, but because it shows like your credit. I literally just talked to Ed about this. It shows your credit card age. And so, like, if that was one of your first credit cards, don't close it, because I think then it shortens your age, because it's like, oh, that account's closed now.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, anyways, I had the Chase credit card, and I was able to, like, a few years ago, I remember when I, like, just paid it off. I was like, I'm just not going to use this one anymore. I was able to transfer it to the Southwest.
Oh, very nice.
The points. Which I never ended up using, because we did all of the Europe stuff. So you're definitely right to get a different credit card.
Yeah, but it's just so interesting to me. I'm just like, all right, how can we maximize this the most amount possible to, like, make it worth it?
It's kind of like a little challenge,
a little game.
Yeah, it's fun. I can't remember what I was gonna say, but where are you wanting to go in Europe?
Well, it's very interesting because I like opened up. I was very official the other day, and like I had like a map of Europe on Google Maps open, and like
where will I choose?
On like spread it across the table. And it was open on my iPad, and I just started like circling places I wanted to go. I feel like you're gonna think I'm crazy, but like right now I just like am on the road trip high, and so I'm just like, what if we started in Amsterdam and then just like made our way down
in a car or on a train?
Well, that's what I said, a car, and Cole was like, okay, not opposed to this. Can we look into trains, like, to save time? And I'm pretty, like, I don't know 100%, but when I was in Europe with the Yoders, this could be like very false, but they like all the cars were like, the rental cars were stick shifts, and so I'm like, that would not work.
Well, okay, I don't know if this is still true because there was a lot of COVID stuff happening when we were there last year, but it would be like a normal price. First of all, they were all stick shifts. Second of all, it would be like a normal price if you were keeping it in one country, but the second you took it out of the country, because there was a moment when we were going to miss our connecting flight, and we were like, what if we just got a rental car and just drove it, and then it would be fine, because everything's so close, and we were like, it would be 4 hours to drive across the border, but it would add $900 to take it across the border, which again, I don't know.
Not even on top. That was on top of the normal fare. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, and it being a stick shift. Also,
I'm scared.
If you do that, you have to get an international license before you leave from the DMV here.
Okay. Well, we're taking trains.
Actually, just changed my mind. No, that would be really fun though.
Yeah,
the trains are great because you can relax. You just turn your brain off.
You're like, once I'm sitting, like, I have no part in this anymore. I just have to remember when to get off.
I've always wanted to take a night train when there's a little bed.
Oh, yeah. Like a little Amtrak train, and then like little sleeper beds. That would be so fun. I've always
wanted to do that and like just look out the window and I'm just laying there. Like
feels very Hogwarts
little
like.
Baby. Yes. Peaceful little baby. My actual dream, which will never happen in my lifetime, period. This will never happen, is to go on the flights when you have not the first class bed. The suite bed.
I was like, Jenna, you could totally, like, as we're talking about credit cards, I was like, you could totally plan that out and do like the lay down bed. But yeah, the suite with like, it has to be like $100,000.
Because my dream is to join the Mile High Club.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
I'm not doing it another way. Well, I would do it another way, but Tanner wouldn't. He's so.
I feel like Cole talks a big game too, where he would just be like, "Yeah," and then it would come time, and he's like, "No, I can't."
In the moment, yeah, literally. Okay, I don't know if I should share this.
Do it.
Okay, if anyone has been on the Amtrak, you know that the bathrooms are huge.
I haven't been on an Amtrak in years.
They're all big enough for a wheelchair. They're all wheelchair accessible. They're so big. So anyways, on our honeymoon, we had to take a Amtrak to New York City.
I was actually, like, as we were talking about Amtrak, I was going to ask you, like, how that experience was, because it was long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like 10 hours. But again, you just turn your brain off.
Relax.
There's a little snack cart. There's Wi-Fi.
I feel like it has to, if we're living in Pennsylvania, New York being 6 hours away. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Okay.
I feel like at the end of the day, the Amtrak has to be the cheapest option, because when you get to New York, you pay literally feels like almost $100 a day to park your car.
It is, genuinely.
So I'm just like, okay, pay the, what is it, $200 each person?
No,
and then
it's like
less?
80 a person.
Okay. So
well,
like
one way.
Yeah. So pay like the $160 a person, get to New York and not have any stress of like, is my car gonna get stolen? Is my car getting broken into? What if they scrape it? Like, I feel like
and
it's
the
best.
Amtrak drops you off in, what's it called?
Times Square?
No, the place where all the trains also go to.
Grand Central.
Yes, and so you can just get on a thing to the airport from there, which is nice. Anyways, on our honeymoon, we were going on the Amtrak for freaking 10 hours. I'm like, we're
newlyweds.
We should do like a little bathroom moment. Just, for fun. Doesn't even have to be like a whole thing. Like, just a little memory.
Yes, just to say that we did it.
It doesn't even have to be full,
Yeah.
It could just be a little thing. And Tanner's like, no. What if someone saw us coming out together? I'm like, then they would see.
Yeah, like, what's the big deal?
And he's like, no. So, actually, do you listen to Matt and Abby's podcast?
No.
Okay, well, I love them. And they were saying that they tried to join the Mile High Club on a plane in the bathroom, and there was someone on the door going, get out, I know what you're doing. And they were like knocking for so long.
Isn't it like illegal?
It's illegal. You can get arrested. So then Matt,
even in the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So then apparently Matt came out and said, sorry, I was helping my wife with a medical need. And then he said everyone like shut up after that. And so I mean, whatever.
I don't know how people do it on planes. That's so
the bathroom
tight.
is so small. Truly, there's no way it's like
full
for enjoyment or even like full. I think you just need to do it for a minute and that counts. Do you think?
I would say so. Like,
if it goes in the plane, you join the Mile High Club.
I actually would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like it's too much effort to do the whole thing.
Unless you have the suite with the bed.
Unless you have the suite. And at that point, people know. Like,
at that point, if you're rich enough to afford the suite, you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
You can kill someone.
You can go drive that plane.
They'll hand over the pilot's license for that.
Yeah, I'll just be like, come on up here. Mile High Club only.
Literally. So anyways, that is, I don't know even how we got there.
Amtrak. I don't know.
Yeah. We should probably wrap this up, but I had a little thing of things I wanted to say. One was about the Holiday Inn. Oh.
I'm scared.
Okay, this is for the girls only.
Boys, goodbye.
Sign off now. Okay, so I don't want to get into everything, but when I was 6 weeks postpartum, I thought I got my period back. But apparently I didn't, because...
Was it just like extra like leftover bleeding?
My friend Amy says it's called inovulatory bleeding.
Okay.
Which I don't know what that means, but it basically is like your body's trying to have a period, but it's not like fully doing it. I guess.
Bleed when you're menstruating. You bleed when you're ovulating.
You bleed
when are you not?
Just seeping out of you.
What are the rules?
So, also, like, it was coming on time every month, but it was like just like spotting. So I was like, this is weird. Like, is this just how my periods are postpartum? Then last month I got it, and it was a lot.
She said hello.
And all of this cascade of things started happening to me. Like, all of these hormonal changes and all of this emotional stuff. Like, I just can't describe it. I feel like it was more hormonal things than becoming pregnant or after having the baby.
Very interesting.
It was shocking how much random stuff is happening and still is happening. Anyways, one of those things is a yeast infection, which I've never had before and literally is the worst thing on earth. And basically it just makes you itchy, which is yuck and uncomfy to say.
Yuck.
But I feel like most people have experienced it.
I would say, yeah, your majority have.
Yeah. Okay, so Monistat is like the main medication that people would take for it. And I'm just here to say that I did the Monistat for 2 days. When you would put it in, was the worst feeling I've ever felt in my life. It was horrible putting it in, and then for like 2 hours I would lay there awake in uncomfy.
So you're supposed to sleep with it.
Yeah, you're
but then you can't like move.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Because it's supposed to just like stay in there while you're sleeping for that whole time, and then in the morning it flies out. It's such a weird scenario.
Do you have to sprint to the bathroom?
I made Tanner carry me to the bathroom sideways because I didn't want to come out, because I was like, if I'm going to go through this, it needs to work. Anyways, I did it for 2 days, and I was like, this is literally horrible. And then the next day we were leaving for Cape Cod, and I was like, am I going to do this every single night? So anyways, this girl on Instagram had a highlight about yeast infections because she had all of these yeast infections. And she posted this thing, and I went and got it at Walmart. They also have it literally probably anywhere. But it's a holistic remedy. And it's from this company called PhD.
Oh, I feel like I've seen that.
It's like a little white bottle with green writing, and it says it's boric acid suppositories. Oh. It's little pills, and you just put them in at night, and it worked better than the Monistat, and I didn't feel one thing, and it was gone in like 3 days.
That's incredible.
So from my friends that I've talked to who have had yeast infections, they're like, yes, the Monistat is horrible. Like, I hate it so much. You should get this. And I just need to put that as a PSA because it was horrible.
Have you heard like, how often are you on TikTok anymore?
Not that much.
Okay. Have you seen the guy that like does the bits of like, do like thunder finding out that like he has to come after lightning or something like that? Like don't get mad at me, but it's like his name on Instagram, it was like Octopussy.
Okay.
And anytime that he would get like on, he would be like, this is a pussy PSA. So that came to mind when you said that. So you're like, for all of my girlies.
It literally is. It literally is.
It literally is. Sorry, I hate that word, but it just what came to my mind.
But yeah, if you ever have a yeast infection, just get this stuff, PhD, boric acid. And it says on the package, it doesn't say for yeast infections, it actually says for vaginal odor. But that's what this girl on Instagram said. And there's probably an odor that
comes with it. So
yeah, that's what this girl said to use, and it was amazing. So I would recommend that over Monistat for anyone. And I hope that helps someone, truly.
Truly. You're saving lives today.
Holiday Inn, PhD. Okay.
Seasons are changing.
All you need to know. And keep your pools open.
Keep your pools open. That's why like we want a pool so bad. It's just such an investment because you get to control when it opens and closes.
And you have to, don't even get me started on like getting the chemicals, getting the chlorine, doing the cover, doing the heating. Also, the heating costs so much money.
Like on your electric bill?
Yes. So much.
I want a solar one. One of our pools growing up was solar. And so it would literally be like 100 degrees in California, like where I grew up.
Yeah.
And that was just like average for our summers. And the pool would be like 90 degrees because
and you're like,
I'm like, this is a hot tub. But
please make it a little bit colder. I need to be refreshed.
Yeah, this is not refreshing whatsoever. But I miss a pool. I miss a pool so much.
I know. It's been really nice being at home, like living near our families, because my parents' pool is heated, actually. So we just went there the other day, and it was so nice.
Is your pool open?
I don't know. And I don't even know if I'm going to join this year because...
Oh, I forgot you had to pay for it.
Yeah, $300.
Ooh, they need to do more than...
I know.
They need to do more because it was so cold last year.
It was so cold. I mean, there's no heater, but like... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe next year, because Monty like isn't old enough to like play right now. And we have literally, my sister-in-law lives 5 minutes from me and she has a pool. My parents live 15 minutes. They have a pool. Tanner's parents live 20 minutes. They have a pool.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Also, next year we're getting Idlewild passes.
Aw.
They're $80 for the full season.
Cole was looking at, because so we said no Kennywood this year because we're like, we just didn't go that much last year. Like, it won't be worth it. And we're having like a full date day on Friday. And he was like, okay, I would go to Kennywood. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And like, what are the ticket prices? And he was like, the day tickets are $60. The pass is $80. And I was like, well, shoot.
They really get you on the pass. But yeah, the Idlewild passes are $80 as well.
And that gets you Idlewild and Soak Zone?
And Soak Zone. And like there's just a big pool there. And then also like there's a lazy river. There's all the water slides. There's a huge, like 2 actually huge kids areas that are basically splash pads. And then there's one that's like pirates. It's always something with pirates.
It's always pirates.
And there's like little kid slides and stuff, and like the kids run around. So next year, I'm like, we're getting passes to there because you can park right by Soak Zone and just walk right down to there.
Yeah.
And if we just went early and got a spot by the pool, it's perfect. And
no,
it's
that's
like
literally
5 minutes
perfect.
from our house.
So close to your house, and you can leave whenever you want. If Monty needs to go have a nap in the middle of the day, you can have a nap, come back.
Exactly. And she will be like 1.5 by next summer. So like she'll be obviously she'll be doing what Farrah was doing when you guys went to the water park.
Yes. She was living her dream. I don't know, like I might have said it in my episode, but literally like Farrah like takes like naps whenever Farrah decides she wants to take naps. And my parents took her to like the kids area, and she hadn't had a nap all day, and she was just having so much fun that she just looked at my mom and was just like as she was standing up in the water, eyes fading, and they're like, okay, we went and laid her down. She slept for 3 hours.
That's crazy.
It's the perfect like kid exhauster, and it's like you're outside and like having fun and stuff. So I love a pool.
That's what my family did. Like our whole growing up, we always got Idyllwild passes, and like now being a parent, I understand that we went like 3 days a week, and I get why, because when you have small kids, you just need to get out of the house and do something, and like wear them out. And it was probably so nice for them to just take us and just be like, okay,
let you run wild,
literally. And we went there constantly.
And you're obsessed. And like the more that you go, like it doesn't get tired. You don't get tired of it. You're like, I still get to go on the pyro ship.
And you're like, today I'm gonna go backwards down the slide. Today when I'm on the slide, I'm gonna try to do a spin when I get off. Like it's just so fun as a kid.
So fun.
And we all love water parks.
We all love
it's
water
great.
parks.
And then like a lot of our family has Idyllwild passes too, so it'll be fun.
I feel like I could be wrong, but I think Cole said he wanted to get Idyllwild passes next year.
Well, if you guys get like the gold pass or whatever, it's for Idyllwild Kennywood Sandcastle, which I know you are not vibing with Sandcastle, but
I just had one bad experience with Sandcastle, and I will never be never. I will not go back. I will not go back on a weekend. I'm literally making that vow to myself. That it was actually a year ago this weekend because it was Joe's birthday.
You're like, I remembered. It's bored into my brain.
Oh God, the sweat dripping down my armpits as I waited in line for average food. It was just the worst. It was the worst.
I have one more thing to say on water parks. I bought a Skims bathing suit.
Oh yeah, you didn't send me a picture yesterday.
I didn't, because I literally held my phone up to take the picture for you and it died.
So sad.
And then I took the bathing suit off. But I left my favorite bathing suit in Maine.
So sad.
It's just a plain black one.
Was it from Erie?
No, it was actually, I don't know where it was from. I've had it for like 5 years. It's a plain black one piece. I love a black one piece.
A simple,
yes. I left it there, and I've been having some bad luck lately, and so I went right to the Skims website and I said, it's my time. I've been weighing the options for a while, and I did it.
How much was it? Well, we don't have to say how much it was. Was it expensive?
$80
for like a 2-piece?
No, one.
Oh, one. Okay,
it's a black one piece.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Okay.
I will have it for years.
Okay. And it's a good investment piece.
Extremely flattering.
All right, we love to hear it. I want more stuff from them.
I don't have anything from them. It's my first thing, and I love it.
Yeah, every influencer I follow is like, I know it's a lot of money, but please just like do it. Yes. Like you'll thank yourself later.
I've always wanted their plain black like long dress too, and I found out Madison has it, and I'm like, I will be borrowing that.
Yeah,
but
you literally live 3 hours away.
Like you will be shipping.
You will be dropping it off. It'll be the traveling dress.
Truly, but yes, the Skims one piece, love it.
Okay, wait.
I love it.
I have one. It's about you too. If you want to, we can cut this out. If you don't want to, share the story.
The sock.
No. I don't remember what the sock was. The door in the middle of the night.
Oh. Wait, when I smacked my face on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you haven't said that yet.
No, I
haven't. I don't know why. Like, because you were at a wedding and we were hanging out with Tanner, like one Saturday, and you texted me and said, "Ask Tanner about me last night."
Yes.
And I was like, okay. And so as he was telling it, I was literally crying. And I was just like, it was very sad for you.
It's fine. Again,
I was dying.
Like that. I can't even describe it. Like, that has been basically every day since I got my period back.
Well, that's what, like, when you were saying, like, all of this stuff has been happening to me. That's what came to mind of just
Yes.
like, it was the catalyst, like
There's
the
been
tipping
so
point.
many things that have happened to me. But yeah, so I was getting Monty in the middle of the night, feeding her, and then whenever I went to leave the room, it's so dark in there because it's like blacked out, and I couldn't see anything, and I was just like going quickly. I don't know why I was going so fast. Trying to leave.
Like, she was sprinting.
I was trying to leave the room, and the door was like actually halfway open, but like I couldn't see, and I thought it was fully open. So I was leaving the room really fast, and the door was like this if you're watching a video. And I just slammed my face into it, like so hard. Like, and it was the most shocking feeling on earth.
Just so jarring to think
So
there's
jarring.
nothing but open in front of you and then just smack your head.
And I was so tired, and like it was just one of those, it hurt so bad, and it was so shocking. I just started crying. Like I just couldn't stop crying. And then like my whole eyebrow was like swollen the next day, and I was just like, oh my God, it hurts
At least
so
it didn't turn
bad.
black. Can you imagine showing up to that wedding with like a black eye?
I truly thought I was going to. Like it hurt so bad, and like even raising my eyebrows hurt so bad. I was like, cool.
This isn't the Botox I paid for.
I want Botox so bad.
Soon.
I know.
Soon.
Okay. Well, if you didn't get it from this episode, there was no topic. We were just talking.
I know, we probably should have said that or prefaced in the very beginning.
It's fine.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We are, I don't know, we even say this either, but this is real fresh information because we're recording on Tuesday and it comes out tomorrow. So
Yes. So, like we said, 2 more days to pre-order merch. And it like will be closed after that. Like,
yes, because yeah, like we love you guys very much, and we're not in this for the money making aspect of it, but there was no way we could say let's get 50 smalls and 50 large and like all of the sizes and then hope that you guys bought them. So we're collecting pre-orders and then we will send them off to our amazing man. It's one of Jenna's friends, which I feel like maybe in the next episode if you want to give any info, I feel like so many people have asked us like, where did you get it done and stuff. But yeah, we'll send it off to him and then he'll print everything, send it back to us, and then we'll send it to you. I'm so excited to pack them.
I know.
On Etsy, it keeps saying like print shipping label, and I was like, soon.
Oh, it gives you that option?
I think so. So we need to decide what we want to do.
Yay. Okay, yeah, we'll have to have a day. But anyways, please order our merch.
Please.
Again, we're literally not making any money on this.
No.
We just want you guys to wear our merch.
Yeah, we just think everything about it is so cute, and we want you to be a part of the special drink club and sport our crew necks everywhere. So
yes,
please.
It's so funny because when I'm wearing it in public, I'm like, someone's gonna ask me what this is.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, where'd you get that?
They're like, what's Let's Debrief? And I'm like, it's my podcast. But obviously no one has ever asked me that.
I know.
Who cares?
I know. I felt like stupid for thinking that as well. And I was just like, everyone's looking at me right now. And literally not one person's ever asked.
Yeah.
But when people ask you, what will you say? Will you say it's the best podcast on the internet right now?
You will.
You will. I believe in you.
Anyways.
All right. Well, we're going to record another episode for you to listen to next week right after this. We love you guys. You know the things by now. You know the gist. And we'll see you next week.
Love you. Bye.